SCNR. Target ditches Pride Month merchandise after last year's backlash. Company refuses to say how many stores will no longer sell LGBTQ items. The company announced May 9th that its Pride Month apparel will be available online and only in select stores based on historical sales performance. This marks a shift from prior years during which the LGBTQ merchandise was available at all stores. Last spring, the company was forced to alter its marketing, after facing national outrage over Pride-themed merchandise. Target also sold tuck-friendly swimsuits. Yeah, we get it, Given these volatile circumstances, we are making adjustments to our plans, including removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior. They say that the company, which operates around 2,000 stores, moved Pride displays from entrances to in some stores around the U.S. and placed them in the back. This is a major boycott victory. This is people walking into Target stores and seeing this tuck-friendly stuff right there in the front. There was one story where a family had walked in and they had kids with them, and they're immediately like, whoa, I don't want my kid seeing this. And the kid having to ask, Mommy, what does tuck mean? And that's not something our kids are prepared to see, and we want to discuss with them. So much like, the Bud Light boycott, we're now seeing Target is backing off. The boycotts are working. And I know a lot of people are often dismayed. They feel black-pilled. They feel like we can't win and we can't have a more wholesome culture, but you can. And the most amazing thing about this is it happened literally because people just paid attention. It's a good news.
Yeah, paid attention. And I think part of what conservatives have figured out how to do in the last year or two, it's very new in Target and Bud Light. Of course, Bud Light's the number one victory, but both of these together is that it's not even just a boycott. Like a boycott is, okay, we're all going to agree not to buy this thing anymore. And then boycotts, most of them don't work, but eventually they end, and then you're back where you started. But what's happened with Target to a lesser extent, Bud Light more so, is that we actually have been able to. It's like a branding. Like we have rebranded what this company is in people's minds, so that it's not even an effort to not purchase the product or not go there anymore. It's like I don't even want it. It's not cool. I don't want to be a part of that anymore. It's just not part of my it's just not part of my routine anymore to be. So that even if they change their ways, I probably won't. I probably still won't. Use
I agree. Right. It's if I'm looking up a store because I need to go buy a mop. I was talking about this earlier. I just don't go to the Target. I'm just like, I don't even think about it. I don't care what their marketing is now. To a certain degree, though, there's the question of, do we completely abandon these companies and say we just don't want to deal with it? Or do we reward them if they do the things we do want them to do?
I think if you get an actual surrender, essentially, like if Bud Light even, so it has not done this, but if they come out and say, I apologize for doing that, we apologize, we shouldn't have done that, we've committed, but that hasn't really happened with either one of these.
I think we disagreed on that point, and there was like a shadow debate where I said something like Bud Light effectively giving up as an opportunity for us to declare victory, and then you said something on your show where you're like, no, I disagree, we have to push forward and refuse to buy their product. My point was, even if they don't admit it, force them to just say we won. Oh, we won. Look at this. They're backing down. They're sponsoring UFC. That means we win. Haha, we win. Which puts pressure on the woke to have some kind of counter. Otherwise, that's it. If there's no rebut, then it's ours. But I definitely see, I think your point was more, you have to get the apology. Otherwise, they're getting a free pass or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting argument. I could see the argument for it. It's a strategy. There we go. It's a strategy, and it's all about the messaging. A lot of it is, can you get that messaging to actually stick? But I think that if you don't get some kind of actual acknowledgement from the company, like they've done what you asked, and they are telling you that they're doing what you asked, then I just don't think. I think that trying to declare victory will appear hollow.
Well, it's only a half victory if they're only removing the Pride merch from half of the stores and probably only in red states.
And we don't even know how many. We don't even know if it's half.
Yeah.
Right? I cause for optimism that this stuff does have an impact. Because I see a lot of people saying that they tune out of the news. They're too pessimistic. And I'm like, literally, look, you see the story about Target, Bud Light, and all that happens is the next time you go to the liquor store, you go, Yingling, and you grab a different case. your day is not inconvenienced in any way. In fact, I got to say, if you're swapping Bud Light for Yuengling, your day has dramatically improved. So it's good. But this means that they see the negative sales. It forces them to do some kind of course correction. And simply by knowing you're winning, voting with your dollars, voting with your feet. That's one of the reasons why I shout at Public Square all the time. And we had, Michael Seifert on just the other day. You're familiar with Public Square?
Yep.
Fantastic. Because you can just pull up the app and be like, I am buying from this company. I don't want to buy from that company.
I think that's the major effect of the Target boycotts in my mind, which is like it broke the habit of going to Target for so many people. And it makes me wonder, like, instead of going to Target to get all the random things, did they start going to the local franchises of Ace Hardware or whatever it is? And that money comes back into the community faster than if you were to send it through, the big corporate pipeline of Target or even Walmart. Or did they go on Public Square? Did they look up something local and start deciding that's where I'm going to get this thing that I buy regularly from? Because I think more than anything, once people stop going, like the idea that, it's just Saturday and I'm going to go to Target and look around. Like once they stopped doing that, that sort of consumerist habit goes away. And that's what I think all of this ends up being about. Like, I think you're totally right. I don't think anyone could walk into a Target and even if they stopped selling the Pride merch in every store and it was only online, I think people would always associate it with this controversy. And I think that's a big enough deal where they would just continue down the path of moving away from it.
And I think we're going to see the real evidence of victory once we get to Pride Month, because my prediction is this is going to be the most muted Pride Month that we've seen in many years, because none of these companies, no matter what face they put on in public, none of them want to be the next Bud Light. They don't want to have a Target
especially
thing.
during an election year.
During an election year, it's not worth it to them. It doesn't help their business. And at the end of the day, these are businesses and they want to make money, and that's what they care about most. So I think this is going to be a very this is going to be a very uninspired Pride Month this year, I think.
The election year being a major component, because this is every political faction looking for any opportunity to score points with months leading up to we're talking 5 months from the election. They are going to outright just be like, shut up. Every PAC is going to try and find an angle. They're going to, you give them a controversy, you do some woke thing. Every Republican PAC is going to be like, Joe Biden woke. Remember this, remember that. Don't let that be you. So the risk factor is amplified like 100-fold in an election year, as opposed to 2 years ago.
Yeah, everyone messages differently during an election year, I think. I mean, I think you'll see some brands sort of take it as we're going to try and be extra loud this Pride Month because, the evil Republicans and religious people are coming after us. But for the most part, everyone is going to not want to draw attention to themselves and become the brand in the middle of a debate. Potentially, the first debate between Trump and Biden is like June 27th. So it's right at the end of Pride Month. If anyone has any sort of viral moment, it's coming up during that debate.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And it will probably be a question if it does happen. You get a big Bud Light boycott moment, they will ask about it.
They wouldn't be able to avoid it.
Yeah. That's going to be amazing. Then, of course, following Pride Month, we have MAGA Month, which is July. That's where
Do you observe MAGA Month in July?
What's the month?
MAGA Month. It's July. It's Make America Great Again month. So everybody...
Is that a thing now?
Yeah, you change your profile picture to an American flag. Your companies have to do it, right?
Yeah. It's like,
is that an actual thing we're trying to start, or we just...
It's been going on for like 2 years.
It's never going to happen.
2 years ago, I jokingly said it's MAGA month, and we all changed our profile pictures to the same thing with American flags. A bunch of people did it too. It's somewhat a joke, but it's
Dude, have confidence. It's a great idea.
Well, I mean, like, I was just poking fun. I'm like, if everyone was saying, like, why is there a month dedicated to a small percent of people who have a certain predilection? Like, if the argument is live and let live and do whatever you want, I don't see why we dedicate a corporate holiday month to this movement or whatever. And then I'm just like, why don't we do it with the American flag? It's the 4th of July. It's the month where we celebrate the founding of this nation. Let's give a whole month to celebrating freedom and liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
So then shouldn't the response be like a straight Pride month?
If you want to start that, I think September's open.
But
you could take that over.
We need to reject the category of straight. We're
exactly,
just normal.
I agree. And that's why I thought
Normal Pride Month.
Well, but this is why I thought MAGA month was instead of being reactionary, where it's like you did a thing and we're gonna point you out, totally ignore them and do our thing. So if you did a straight Pride Month, you're basically saying we acknowledge you and what you've done, and now we are going to try and reassert. We don't need to.
I mean, what I'd really like to see is that every month is just the month that it is. And we don't need. I'd like to have no special months at all.
You know what the funny thing is, like every month is like 15 different things now.
Yeah.
It's like June is Pride Month, but then there's
Juneteenth
Pride.
in the middle of it.
Right, exactly. And then what was it like? What February is Black History Month, right? There's a month, but February is also like 4 different things. There's like International Women's Month or something. I don't know.
March.
Yeah,
That's March.
Yeah.
Is it March?
And the LGBT have
A
40,
holiday every month. They're very, very busy.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I'm saying. We should just make American holidays. So June 7th is American Exceptionalism Month Day. And September.
Look, June 6th is the
a
anniversary
minute.
of D-Day. We could just mark all kinds of things. We have tons of history. We have tons of holidays. I personally like Christmas, a bunch, Easter, all good times. I don't think we need to make new ones.
Well, the reason why I said, like, part of the idea behind MAGA month is because.
First of all, it's disturbing me.
MAGA.
You keep saying MAGA.
Yeah,
MAGA.
I agree.
Is it
pronounced MAGA?
It's definitely MAGA.
Okay, fine. MAGA month. You got me. Okay, MAGA month.
Do people say MAGA?
Somebody play Donald Trump
I don't know.
saying it right now.
Yeah.
It's the only way for
how
us
does,
to
how
know.
does Trump say it?
I don't know.
I can hear him say MAGA.
I'm going to look it up.
I can hear
Maybe
it.
he says it kind of bold, so you can't really win the argument. No, my idea was we, as the culture of this country, need to establish and embolden the culture of this country. The woke, they're making up holidays left and right. They're making up words left and right, and they're forcing companies to adhere to it because they are trying to indoctrinate. The response isn't to be like, yeah, well, we'll have a straight flag. It's to be like America, because we're America. We've been America. How about we could do Family Month, the celebration of the Nuclear Family Week, those kinds of things. I think those are fantastic, and make it less about acknowledging and reacting to them and more about asserting what we are and what we do care about. Free Speech Month.
Thanks for watching this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to check out the live show Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. on this channel. Subscribe and we'll see you all there.